Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? By now, I'm sure y'all have seen some version of the Simic Cookies decks. We've even played some here on the channel. But this one is very interesting. First off, it top 8 at Dreamhack, which is very cool because that was a big regional championship tournament. But additionally, it plays some cards we don't normally see in these lists, and maybe that's the reason. Now again, this was a best of 3 deck. We're going to be playing it in best of 1, but I want to see if it just holds up because there's some cool choices here. First off, we're starting with a singular copy of Spell Pierce, which it's kind of good and useful. It's just odd that they went with 1, but you know, whatever. They played it, so that's how we're going to play it. There are some Spyglass Siren, which normally we see these in this list anyway. There's some hard-hitting Question, which is really cool. Now, probably here because it is only 1 green mana for removal, but kind of surprising that it's in the list, but we'll see how it works out. Teething Wormlet, of course, also still playing Ginger Brute because these are artifacts and they all help the other things in the deck. There is a copy of Lost Jitte, which is cool because I haven't played this in any list yet. Like, it feels slightly inferior, but if there's a deck that could work, maybe this one, since it has unblockable creatures, it has flyers, so you're going to be able to get counters on this Jitte pretty easily. Still playing Subterranean Schooner, some Surge Engine because it's hard to block. Tough Cookie, kind of the namesake of the deck, but it does make 2 artifacts and can make your food tokens into 4/4s. Still playing Agatha Soul Cauldron. This is one I don't enjoy having 3 of, but they played 3. So we'll see how it goes. We'll talk about it at the end of the video. Kitesail Larcenist, obviously still a good card, being able to turn stuff off and let you punch through. Zoetic Glyph, also very good. No complaints here. This makes a lot of sense. And still playing Sentinel of the Nameless City. Yeah, this should be a fun one to watch, so I'll definitely catch you at the back end of the video. But if you do like what you see, we will have a link down in the description to take you over to Moxfield, which is a channel sponsor. But you can download this deck for free, or just check out a bunch of other sweet stuff we have in Standard. For now, though, let's go see if this version of Simic Cookies really is that sweet. Oh, can we keep this? I mean, I guess so. Like, this is one of those ones I wouldn't call good because it's not like the aggressive type hand these decks want, but I mean, also, they're going to take our hard-hitting Question, aren't they? Gosh dang it. But, like I said, also playable enough that we can't be too concerned about it. Nope, they wanted to get rid of that. Okay, fair enough. We're going to go here. Hopefully they don't have cut downs and they're just stuck with, I was going to say, stuck with Go for the Throats in hand. I'm going to get rid of this, because there's a good chance we're just going to try to play Kitesail Larcenist anyway. So let's make this able to attack. Alright, that's a good signal that there's no cut downs. Preacher, sure. See about turning off Preacher. Sadly, probably unlocks like Shieldred or something. Don't need to do that to anything we control, but let's get rid of that and attack. You know what's sweet? Since we don't have anything tied up in this Kitesail Larcenist anymore, like, that seems fine. Let's allow this to attack. And we'll turn one of these into a bigger creature. And we'll get our attacks on since they can't block. They are down to 6 in the turn. Liliana, you got it.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me.
Sure, I'm going to actually sack this one. Because getting 2 attacks in is probably fine, but I will replace it with something. Oh, well, that's excellent. that works just fine. Love it. All right. Sweet. Oh, but I have to do the pump thing first to draw cards. Oh, well. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I can attack with this too, right? Yeah, I have enough. I have 6. I thought it was 5. Yeah. This'll do. Submit 0. Doesn't really matter. Alright, cool. Okay. We are going to keep this. And I think the plan is Wormlet into Tough Cookie And then if we don't get a third untap land, we'll do Jitte Equip, probably. That's if we even have a Wormlet to deal with, but we'll see. Let's start taking some damage. Hopefully it's not mono red, because we're going to have to take a few bits of damage along the way. Though that being said, if it's mono red, they kind of want to kill our Wormlet, like, immediately. Alright, so we did get another untapped land, so that's good for the future. I guess we go ahead and play that. It doesn't hurt anything. Yeah, no attacks. We'll see what they decide to do here. There's always a world where they, like, cut down Wormlet, attack, see if you're not going to block, you know, that sort of thing. Oh, well, this becomes kind of interesting, doesn't it? Alright. And then play this. The pump 2 Wormlets. Why do I feel like they might just have another Tiny Bones? Like, what's if that's their only real play here? Alright, I don't want to attack with a Tough Cookie yet. If they want to just trade for the Wormlet, that's fine. Okay. Like, I knew there was a possibility. And again, like I said, they could just have another Tiny Bones or something. Oh, Corpse of Loss. So they're just doing actual skeletons. Alright. Yeah, no blocks. I'm down with that. Like, we're gaining extra life and whatever. I don't care. Nat can block some skeletons. Maybe. They could have another Corpse of the Lost, but whatevs. Whip this duder. We're attacking. Alright. Let me double check all our options. We can untap a land. We can make something not block. We're probably just going to be making stuff not block, to be honest. And I can put a counter on the creature that it's on. Also, you can, like, let's say we had 3 counters. You can put a counter on a thing, then pay to move it, and put a counter on the other thing, and then pay to move it, put a counter on the other thing. That's kind of cute, too. So in this instance, like, if we wanted Tough Cookie to also be a 3/3, so we have 3 power attackers, I can move that over and do that. But like I said, we're more likely just making something not block. And they did have another Corpse of the Lost. See, we weren't wrong. Alright, we're taking 8. We would go to 12? Sure. Actually, should I? Well, never mind. We'll just go to 12. Like, even, there's no way they have, like, a third Corpse of the Lost, wherever. I mean, they could have something else that's 3 power, but that's only 11, so we're not worried about that either. They're at 15, so we can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spin to 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 1 is 15, if I did the math right. Oh, I could also put a +1 on Wormlet, so that's fine too. Ooh, I almost sacrificed her dude. That would have been bad. Target of food. This becomes a thing. And then everything attacks. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I can only put 1 counter. Ah, I thought I had enough. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I did bad math. I can only do 14. Oh, well. I mean, they likely can't do 14 to us anyway with all the blockers we have, so it's all good. Like, we have multiple attackers next turn. We can make something not block. Like, we can block 2 things here. So I'm pretty confident we don't have a way to die. Wormlet gaining that extra 6 life or so this game actually done pretty well for us. And I'm sure you got something. Just, I don't know what it is. Gonna get rid of all of our Wormlets. Okay, sure. I mean, still at 2. Yep, Tiny Bones doesn't really figure into the math here at all. We can also just make a bunch of stuff not block if we wanted to. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You can't block. You can't block. Yep, and that'll do it. Okay, we have to go first. We have a hard-hitting question. These... Alright, yeah, this seems fine. Like, this is one of those ones, like... Seems like it'll do what you want it to do for the most part. Only downside is... We won't have 2 blue where we, like, make this unblockable and then pay or whatever. So that's a little sad here. I guess we tough cookie first. And no attacks. I don't think I want to trade my Ginger Brute for a Spyglass Siren here. I mean, that might be the correct thing to do, but wasn't feeling it. Glad I held on to this hard-hitting question. Actually, this works out even better. So let's go ahead and play our own Spyglass Siren. And then let's kill Malcolm, because it looks like they're just on pirates, and we don't... I mean, I guess I could have played Surge Engine and killed a bigger pirate next turn. That's real. Yep, there's Britches. Always going to be a problem. Alright, no blockers. Alright, an untap land. So we have choices here. We can try to leave up a Spell Pierce to stop something. We could play Surge Engine. We could attack with a 4/4. Man, there's a lot of choices here. I think I'm going to just go with this. I'm going to activate this for colorless, specifically so they don't tap our blue out. And put a counter on Spyglass Siren. Or try to. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, don't... I mean, Guess I'm just going to pass. I feel like I have not sequenced this very well. I feel like there's definitely a better way I could have used my stuff. And if I'd have been patient, I could have used hard-hitting questioning on Britches, especially once I knew they were playing Pirates. That kind of makes a lot of sense, you know? And I don't even know how many things they're going to have that we can use this on, to tell you the truth. Unless it's like a lightning strike or something. Yep, we can't block. You got it. Oh, that dude? Gosh dang it. Well, we're not going to do anything with our Surge Engine, folks. Yeah, they might have us on this one. I assume they're going to target the Surge Engine, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I should have just saved the hard-hitting question. I mean, Malcolm is actually still useful, so I'm not, like, upset I killed it, but Britches is way, way worse. Well, way better, so it's way worse for us, obviously. Whoa, they actually want to turn one of theirs into a treasure, too? Weird. Okay. Not sure why that's going on. All right. Zoetic Glyph. Do you help us at all? 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I feel like we're just dead. I mean, we can still sack for food, I guess, over the next couple turns. Go here, I suppose. And attack. All right, in the turn. So here's what I'm thinking. We can block, probably not with Tough Cookie, because they're not going to let us block with that. And then... yeah, I'm still not sure why they turned a thing into... maybe they didn't know that you didn't have to choose. But it's interesting nonetheless. Alright, so they're going to make our Spyglass Siren not block? Huh. Interesting decisions that I don't know what's happening or why. But, all right, that's 3, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want to block. Opponent's also at 9 here. So, oh, do we risk it? I think we just let it through. So that doesn't kill us, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I had to count it 3 times to be sure. And then now they technically have to do something? They got a lot of mana. They didn't play their Caverner Souls. Huh. Why is this the way that it is? What's happening? I have so many questions. All right, we'll try to put this... Oh, I have to enchant an artifact. Hold on. Okay, sure. Target the Tough Cookie. And then if they have a way to kill Tough Cookie, we'll probably just use Tough Cookie to turn the... Oh. Alright. I was just going to turn a 4/4 into a... Or an artifact into a 4/4 here. Is that good too? Are there 2 kill spells in hand? Like, what's happening? I mean, obviously they have something, right? No? Wow. Okay. Still winning. Yeah, there's like I said, like this being a creature still would have been a 2-power creature. So I would have on that previous turn had to have like sacrificed this for food or block with the Tough Cookie and sack it or something, you know. But for them to all out attack, not being able to do lethal, maybe they actually, to be fair, I've been in their shoes. Maybe they thought they had lethal and just like miscounted for some reason because I've done that before. And then it was just 8 instead of 9. Then they didn't have anything and we got to come back. But yeah, I really thought we were going to lose that one. All right, we're going to keep this even though we're, well, I was going to say we were likely to not play it. Well, yeah, we're going to do it. If you just have a burn spell for this guy, so be it. But if this is like Boros tokens or something, I would really like to draw another untapped land so that we could wormlet into Spyglass Siren and then gain a bunch of life. But since they put that on Angel, this is a very tenuous situation all of a sudden. 1 wormlet dead. Makes sense. Alright. I've seen some decks like this, though, recently that are just Boros control decks or Angels decks that happen to be with red in them. Yeah. So, not a huge surprise here. Let's go with Glyph. This is actually, I can't really trade the Wormlet here. Unless I play Schooner. But then... I think I am going to do this, actually. And if the opponent wants to trade, that's probably okay for us. Actually, I don't even know if we do trade. I think we should wait and try to make this a 4/4. So we're not even going to attack. Because next turn, we could possibly, depending on what we draw, be attacking with a 4/4, a 5/4, a 3/4. Like... if we find one of our 1-mana things. If we don't, then this is all irrelevant, and I don't know what we're going to do. But we'll have to figure it out. Okay, well, we did find a way to play an artifact. Does that change our overall strategy? I think it does. Alright, and then... and we'll attack. Ooh, Ottawar is probably good for later. Alright, in the turn. Alright, you have a Giada. Which is going to make the next thing really big and problematic, especially if it's one of the angels with lifelink. All right, they're coming in, gaining 6, but no blockers. Okay. So, we play this on something, I guess this. Then we play this. I think we go ahead and try to turn this into a 2-2 to just make things bad for Jada, which we failed at. And we'll attack, 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 attack. That might be good later. Our opponent's at 6. Going to be at a minimum of 12 next turn if they gain life again. Aurelia has haste. No! Yep. All right. We're dead. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I think the plan here is just get in damage while we can. Maybe they have a tapped land. Most likely we're just playing Spyglass Siren next turn anyway. Oh, well, I'm a liar. We're going to go ahead and play this instead, because that makes way more sense. All right. Question is, do you use a kill spell on Teething Wormlet right now or not? Looks like they are. Not that I would blame them, honestly. Nope, they're taking their time. They want to feel things out, I guess. Okay, makes sense. Going after that first. I mean, because they could also just have Path of Peril here and get rid of the smaller things. Preacher. That is not a Path of Peril, but, you know, does the job. So we can play this, which automatically puts a counter on the Wormlet. We can then remove a creature from our graveyard, put a counter on the Wormlet, have this thing fight that, or at least deal damage to that, bite that, I guess. Play this, gain another life. Attack. Alright. That wasn't too bad. I was gonna say Shieldred. You got a Shieldred. Fair enough. Ooh. Put this here. And everybody's in. Right? Yeah. Okay. That's it. Fair enough. Works for me. Cool, cool, cool. We're keeping, though. I wanted a 1-mana thing, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. We'll work with what we got. So, being against a black deck here, I think I'm actually just going to go with Schooner first. And then I'm going to go Sentinel, activate Schooner, and see what that does for us. That's the draw card thing? Oh, yeah, sack a thing. All right, sure. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of mana here, opponent. I will play your game. Have fun. I mean, I'm sure that means there's going to be like an early Shieldred or something, but ah, well. It is, it is. Oh, red mana. Oh, I see. Yeah, I should have known. I've seen this in the other decks before, too. Where, like, it's sack to draw and kind of keep that whole thing going. Alright. I remember thinking about building a deck around that. I don't even know why I didn't. I feel like early on in testing, stuff didn't go the way I wanted. You know what? I'm actually going to activate first. I'm going to put the counter on the Schooner. So if a weird board sweeper happens... sure, I guess. I mean, it guarantees we have that on top to explore, I suppose. All right, opponent's at 12, and we definitely have a lethal attack set up here, so they need to do something to our creatures this turn. Deadly cover-up. Sure. All the more reason we put the counters on that schooner when we did. All right, they get another card. Okay, so I think our plan here is play this Duder. Go ahead. Go ahead and spend another map. That's an interesting one, only because we have the Wormlet. And then get to put another counter. Oh, actually, if I was just going to play Wormlet, I should have got another point in there. That was a little lazy. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Make sure Schooner's juiced up. Alright. But yeah, that would have made Schooner lethal next turn. So, that was a pretty bad mistake. Now I kind of have to hope there's a non-land on top whenever I play my Sentinel, so I could crew the Schooner, put another +1, and hope that gets it done. But it also looks like we may not have that big of a concern here. Okay then. Sure, cut down, eats that. You got it. I mean, if they can't kill the tough cookie, then we have lethal just between two other bodies. Alright, that's a blocker. We will crew this. Put a counter here. Alright, well. Okay. Wow, more land. Look at that. Yep, block, scry, get treasure, go to 4. I think this is why I didn't like this when I did it. Because even now, like, the opponent basically drew a card every turn after turn 3. An extra card. And I do remember feeling like I was behind a lot in the testing games. And like, if my draw had been any more aggressive, that would have been it already. But like here, their best play is tap out, sweep the board. But then I just make a 1/1 with Merrick's and attack with the Schooner, right? And I still have food I can crack. Alright. Obnixilis gets to do a thing.
Enough notions of morality.
You got it.
My goons will make quick work of you.
Sure, I'll just discard this.
Punishment
Like,
is my
I mean, they are at 6 now, so we've got another blocker. Liliana. That maybe does something? I mean, I guess now I have to draw an untapped land.
And I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
Yeah, I gotta sack this for sure.
Off you go.
Just because Cookie gives us another body. Well, now we found the land, so it doesn't matter. Because then we make one of these. We activate this. Oh, actually, no, it still does. Well, no, it doesn't matter. All right. Through this. But yeah, this is only went this long because I definitely made a mistake on a previous turn. But either way, we still got there. Yeah. Cool, cool. Yeah, I think there is still something to the basis of this deck. Because even back when I tested it, stuff like Deadly Cover-Up and whatever didn't exist. Like, maybe there's something else. Maybe with one of the other Planeswalkers. Maybe with Shieldred, so you're getting life for those extra cards. Like, feels like there's still something here. But the downside of not having blockers, everything happening at sorcery speed, is a little bit tough. But, yeah. Like I said, it's an interesting deck still just the same. But, either way, moving on. Okay, yeah, we're keeping. I just had to study my hand for a second to make sure we didn't have like a bunch of tap lands or something here. Sadly, whenever we see that, it usually means there's roots. And I think this is one of those decks that roots is going to be pretty good against. That's tough. Oh, maybe not. 2 swamps and not green-black lands. Says I was probably wrong. Oh, are we going to take hard-hitting question, or are we going to take one of our other more useful cards? I'm assuming hard-hitting question. Though this is a case where if you leave me hard-hitting question, looking at my hand, it basically turns off my hand for a turn. Yeah, actually, well, not if you do it like that, though. But they could also have another bat, so there's that thing. But either way, I guess I'll go ahead and force them to do it. We at least get to attack this way. They don't get to gain any life. I guess the other option, though, is I could have just attacked in with Ginger Brute, let them trade, or see if they would trade. And then if they do, we just play Tough Cookie. You know, if not, we just go the other way. But tis what it is. Alright. This is going to make future turns interesting, but I'm going to rock and roll. Let's go for it. If you want to trade for a Preacher, I'm down. They chose not to. Alright. That's actually surprisingly good for us. Because now, if they don't kill Ginger Brute, we can just pay to make it unblockable each turn. Yeah, you got it, opponent. Yep, and they're making 1/1s and not drawing cards while we have more life. Which, you know, won't be forever, obviously, but definitely is a thing. Make this where it can't be blocked. An attack. Alright, opponent's at 9. Back to 11. I don't think there's any real way we could win here. Oh, especially not with that dying. I was hoping to be able to block even a 1/1 here. Yeah, I think we're dead. Yeah, I was saying, might as well attack with everything. Like, it'd be silly not to. Alright. Yeah. Cool, cool. I mean, we could make, like, a Tough Cookie, but that doesn't do anything. Alright. We have to mulligan this, right? Like, that didn't look right. Alright, Spell Pierce, you get to go. Our singular Spell Pierce. Hey, good news! We got rid of the one thing they would have made us discard. Probably need to take some damage here. Actually, not on turn 1, I don't. Cool that we just, like, slipped in an Agatha Soul Cauldron on that draw, though. Ghoul Caller. Alright. I'm willing to see if you'll trade. I doubt it, unless you just have another one in hand. Alright. We've been winning games against the black decks, but each time it feels like we have to kind of do it a different way. Oh, weird. So, what is this just mono black aggro? Like, that's what this feels like. Yeah, alright, no blocks. It's always weird when you don't really know what you're looking at. Like, when the things don't totally make sense. This is tempting just to get in there with the food token. But I think I'm just going to attack. And if they trade, we don't greatly care. Funny as it is, we could then steal their Raven Man. Which would be amusing. Alright. So they can definitely start winning the race here by just killing a Sentinel and attacking for 6. Which would not be pleasant. Corpse of the Lost. Alright, so there's a couple of skeletons. I mean, I guess we'll just block the 3/2 token one. So we don't send anything to the graveyard. We're only taking one more point than we were taking before, under our previous math. Oh, we're not even taking that, because they didn't let Raven Man come in. That's great for us, actually. Yeah, like, I'm into this exchange. This feels awesome. Alright, so we get to play Wormlet, lose a life. But then we get to play this, gain a life. Play this. We get to attack and gain yet another life. Still no creatures in the graveyard. Everything's pretty much hit the battlefield. I mean, here's the thing. If you're not attacking with the Raven Man, and you're not activating ability, why are we not blocking with the Raven Man? I mean, don't get me wrong. That's to our benefit, but it's just weird. Alright, so... Alright, another Corpse of the Lost. That's fine. You now have 4 power skeletons. The opponent's at 9. If they block, we turn one of these into a thing. They take 4, 5, 6, 7? 8? No, that wouldn't do it. Alright, so let's go ahead and just block here. Actually, I guess we'll block 2 things. Let's block here and here. And they still don't get to pick up the Corpses of the Lost, and we go to 8. That's still a safe number here, I think. We could also kill a Corpse of the Lost if we really want to. Like, that's a more than reasonable option. Okay, so we can play this. We can crack a food, effectively have 11 life. We could remove something from the graveyard to pump a creature. Yeah, I think I'd rather save for the food option here. So let's go ahead and just attack. I mean, at some point, Raven Man's going to block Tough Cookie. I'm still not totally sure why they haven't, but they're still choosing not to here. So, alrighty then. In the turn. Now, unless they have yet another Corpses of the Lost, Dag of the Soul Cauldron at least lets us block one of their creatures. Though, yeah. I was going to say I could have blocked the Cult Conscript last turn, but they would have got to pick up their corpses. We didn't want that. Alright, you have Liliana. Sure.
I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
Opponent's at 3. I mean, I guess this is where we sack Tough Cookie and then just try to put a bunch of things on an unblockable Ginger Brute. Oh, it doesn't even matter, because Tough Cookie dies. We just give that ability to something else, too. So, yeah. It's all largely irrelevant here. Game's over. Like, a few different ways, actually. Because we have more attackers than they have blockers. Like, we can just make a singular, unblockable big Ginger Brute. Like, yeah, definitely over now. Yeah, I get it. Like, you just got to make your attacks, but... Go to our graveyard. Get this guy. Put it on this. Resolve that. Go to blocks. Put this here. Put this here. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, so I gotta give credit where it's due. Overall, this was pretty nice. Honestly. I mean, obviously, it was a good top 8 deck, so, you know, no surprise there. The thing I will say, though, is the one Spell Pierce probably is good enough when combined with the sideboard having another Spell Pierce or whatever, but the way things played out, I think for best of 1, I would rather have another maybe hard-hitting question or another Spyglass Siren. Like, actually, some of the things that are 3s, we get, like, if you wanted to play either a Spyglass Siren, a hard-hitting question, or a Ginger Brute, I think all of those would be better than the extra Spell Pierce. It's just, I think it's just so random and inconsistent. it's hard to really, because it's not like when we play one-ofs, a lot of times I like having it be an impactful card, but maybe something you don't always have the mana for, whatever. Some like 4 mana, 5 mana thing, or a card that lets you tutor up something else. So it can be like potentially option, you know, the 5th or 6th copy of a thing you might want. Something like that later in the game. But I think just having 1 copy of Spell Pierce, it didn't do anything in a couple of matchups because either they're cheap enough and they have plenty of mana left over, or it was just some creature-based deck and it didn't do anything. And then the other time I had it, I think we just mulliganed it or something. So, yeah, that's probably the one change I would make here. But everything else I liked. I mean, there's very little to complain about here. We know this deck is good. You know, no surprise there. Maybe another Schooner, you know, so you have something to survive sweepers with. You know, I could see that being an argument. But yeah, this was good. I mean, it's what you... The surprising thing about this, if there is a thing, is probably that we didn't struggle against the mono black decks as much as I thought we would. And I can't even tell you exactly why. It could be just because we gained extra life from Wormlet one time. Another time because we had just a bunch of creatures, so they weren't able to get any efficient attacks in. Sometimes when they got Liliana, we already had like Zoetic Glyph, so we didn't lose any value when our creature died. Like, we were winning games against black a bunch of different ways. And sometimes they just get stuck with like Go for the Throat and you have artifacts, right? Like, that's a thing. So, interesting overall. Not a lot I would change. Like I said, I'm probably just going to make that change now. I'm going to go Spell Pierce into a Schooner, I think. You have enough 1-mana things that it's probably fine to play. Oddly, though, the one time we actually got to work with the Lost Jitte, it was kind of sweet. Like, we didn't terribly need it because we were ahead, but if there's a deck that works, it's this deck, honestly. But anyway, the list that we're going to post up is going to be 3 Spyglass Siren, 3 Hard-Hitting Question, 4 Teething Wormlet, 3 Ginger Brute, 1 Lost Jitte, 4 Subtrading Schooner, 3 Surge Engine, 4 Tough Cookie, 3 Agatha's Soul Cauldron, 2 Kite Cell Larcenist, 4 Zoetic Glyph, 4 Sentinel of the Nameless City, 2 Island, Outer Water, Beseju, 2 Forest, 4 Botanical Sanctum, 2 Dreamroot Cascade, 3 Vinestalk, 4 Yavimaya 3 Merrick's. And when playing this, take your time. Don't make the dumb mistakes I made, because even though I won some of those will lead to more losses than not. Also, credit to Alex Barrera, who was the player who played this. I don't think I said that in the opener, just want to be fair. But if you want to see another good tournament deck that actually works in best of 1, we played a Golgari deck yesterday that actually won the Southeast Asia Regional Championship, and actually, it really was surprisingly good for best of 1, so go give it a look. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.